Okay, let's do this. Hmm. Oh, we're still... hang on, hang on. There we go. Okay, we're good. Um, we're okay health-wise. We'll just chill for a moment at this health. Hello, Trihexia, the Dragonixie, little one. I suppose I should stop running from battles. We've still got some mean stuff coming up. Danielle, good morning. In fact, the guide I was looking at was like, you should probably be like level 60 by the time you get to the next dungeon. Spoilers, I am not level 60. Yes, you now exist, little Billy. I mean, you didn't earlier, obviously. Because Twitch. There we go. Oh, God. That sounds like some kind of dystopian thing, right? Having to prove that you exist. No, I mean like literally prove that you exist. God, we're at level 50. Yeah, okay, sure. I still haven't watched that stupid video. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call it stupid. I don't mean that. I spent my entire morning doing dishes from last night. I'm not done with dishes, by the way. I probably don't need to tell you this, but whatever you do, do not tackle anyone. Okay. How good of you to come to this construction site. You're interfering with the construction, but I welcome you just the same. Yeah, like I said, I'm not done with dishes yet. I still have more to do. But at least everything's, like, set up now. When you're as experienced as I am, you're used to heights. That even near falls aren't anything at all. Oh, okay. So here's the funny thing. I now have to dash into this guy to progress. But Kuatora just got a fever. So... I mean, the main theme of the whole game is that humanity is awful. We've already talked about that. Thank you. Do you guys have business here at this construction site? If not, get lost, okay? Sure. Bye. What the hell is that? Nah, I'm good. Oh, shoot. What's that? Is this the 100th floor? Of course it is. Duh. This building's made out of concrete and lumber. Yeah, it's a building. Okay, for real game. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that did, like, nothing. It's okay, I too have seen TNG Season 1, Mr. Red. But not even that much experience. No, no, no. I'm referring to Hitler's Sex Planet. Fine, we'll put it on her. Thank you. I love it. Get to level 60 for the upcoming bosses. Game, I'm level 51. Like, for real? Excuse me, 52. Pulling of this lever by anyone other than construction personnel is forbidden. What am I doing here, you ask? What do you think construction work? Duh! Amateurs like you could never hope to understand how complicated this job is. You know, the best part is they're never getting up from that slot, so they're just going to lay there until they fall to their death. So, you know, you're welcome. This game really likes its fates worse than death, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not messing around with this group. Ask me again when we see the ending, Mr. Red. Because the ending's one of those excessively interpretable endings. You know, the kind I hate. So, we'll see what you interpret it as. Attention workers. Some idiots have snuck on the construction site and are causing loads of trouble. Idiots. 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 You idiots! I'm talking about you guys! Come on now, are you actually going to try to come to the 100th floor already? You're really starting to irritate me. You're making my dentures itch like crazy. Get in the next elevator already. And that's Pokey in a nutshell right there. The game he is forcing us to do, he's already bored of because we're taking too long with it. Think about that for a second. Imagine if Mr. Red held a gun to my head and was like, you're going to play Pinochle right now. And I'm like, okay, okay. But, like, then Mr. Red gets bored of the fact that I'm playing Pinochle. Listen, someone like you could never possibly understand why Pinochle is so amazing. my inventory is just turbo crammed. So I'm just reading up on the upcoming section. By the way, the upcoming section is, for all intents and purposes, the second to last dungeon. Everybody curious of how far we are into this. Yeah, he's like, all these ladies are mine. I have to wear these scantily clothes. I'm bored. And then he just leaves. Like, just like that, right? Bikini girls are amazing. By the way, it's not really conveyed in the game. So you know how there's the happiness boxes? Well, let's ignore the brainwashing for just a second. What do you think those are? Like, obviously they look a lot like televisions. But like, what do you think they show? Right? What kind of shows do you think are on them? Hang on, I've got a weird air thing. I'm trying to figure out what's happening. This one, maybe? It's just this. Fox News. LOL, but no. No, it's still happening. It has to be this one. It has to be this one. Yeah, I slop. Infomercials. SpongeBob, aka not good SpongeBob. The answer is nothing, by the way. Or rather, the equivalent of, like, test. Well, you don't know this because you probably weren't born 40 years ago. But back in the day, there were channels which would show nothing but test signals overnight. Basically, the signal was just there to ensure that the channel was still being received, but there was nothing actually being broadcast. So yeah, the equivalent of static. Yeah, it's been a long time. That's why I mentioned most of you generally have no idea what I'm talking about. But that's okay. That's okay. So we could grind our faces off here. We're not going to, but we could. We could grind to get levels. We could grind to get drops. There's actually a really nice piece of armor on this floor. The random drop. It's going back to that surface level theme that the game is just smashing into your face as hard as it can. They're not even watching TV. They're watching nothing. They're literally watching nothing. Unlike Loopy Cutie, who is hopefully watching something. Hope. Fingers crossed. Either way, thank you, Loopy Cutie, for the sub, as always. If you want to put that towards something, please let me know. Listen, humans are awful, Chilping. They're the worst. If I just give you a box and tell you this will make you happy, you are horrible enough of a person to believe me and change your entire culture on the fact that you have this stupid box. Also a bit of a Paradise Lost meme there. Whoa! Expedition 33, okay. And then 2 other things, obviously. That's true, Little Billy. It's not like the box did it by itself, but it really is hammering that point in over and over that humans are the problem. Right. Dispatch. Jedi. On order. By the way, Morganite, you gifted a bunch of subs yesterday, which is awesome, but I never got what you wanted to put those towards. And if you don't mind updating me on that, please, and thank you. Alright, come on, lucky drop. Lucky drop. Why would we resist? We're happy now. We're so happy, Little Billy. And my house hasn't been hit by lightning. Lucky drop. No. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Happy. Yeah, you might say this whole game makes me feel very blue. I've noticed a few people call out the parallels between happyism and this entire game. I don't know if there's any deliberate parallels there. Just something that's there, you know? Oh, shoot. Okay. That's true. Pokey got into cults very early on. Yeah, that actually goes back to Earthbound, but yeah, Chill Pangolin. It basically means fight that enemy last. Don't get unlucky. Oh, speaking of which, I don't think Poke would relax if he ever met Ness again, and Ness outright told Poke they're not friends, and rejects him to his face. I don't know. The most obvious answer would be complete denial, right? But assuming Ness manages to get through to Poke, I think Poke would just do what he actually is trying to do in this very game. Would Ness actually do that? No, of course not. Ness would be like, I got you, fam. And Pokey's like, what? No, you hate me. And Jess is like, no, I don't. But. It's a dog. It's sorry, of course it's a dog. It's a bone. Our first weapon with this poor dog. Oh, thank God. Remember, if the enemy steals something, it's just gone from your inventory. And frankly, I can't spare a lot of my inventory right now. My inventory is so crammed. Probably a little bit. At least, certainly at this point in time. Is there anything over here? Nope, okay. And now we feel feverish. Okay. I can't believe that worked. I even did that on purpose. I will give them this. At least this stuff gives tons of experience. Like, I was jokingly talking about level 60, but actually, we've already gotten 2 levels just on this floor alone. So, I don't know. Maybe we should go for 60. The answer is no. We should not do that. Actually, yeah. Chill Penguin. Several games do this where, like, you get to a point in the game, usually very late in the game, and there's just tons of experience in a specific spot. Earthbound actually did that as well. With the Lumen Hall. Green liquid is the base component of the Nice Person Hot Spring. Soak in it until you're red in the face and your personality will turn gentle and make you a nice person who loves Master Pokey. So about that brainwashing. Mr. Ed, I need you to soak in this green liquid for a couple hours, okay? Don't worry, when you come out, you'll be a very nice person. I wonder how many dictators across human history would have loved to have something like this. I would assume they could still breathe in there. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense if they can't, right? I love how the Colonels still haven't dropped their item. Weird. Oh god, you're right. Because obviously the Chimera, right? I suppose I should answer Mr. Red's question. Even though Bio already did. But neither of those two people are here, so no question answering today. Level 54. Woo! Hello? Welcome. This is the Nice Person Hot Spring. Using this will make you a nice person who respects Master Pokey from the bottom of your heart. Use it until you're red in the face, and you'll feel happy and revitalized as a nice person. Unlike with regular hot springs, all you have to do is go deep inside a green-colored capsule, which makes it very simple and convenient. Oh my god, look at them all. Just the idea that a chicken like me can be useful to Master Pokey in some way makes me so happy. Thank you, Master Pokey. Someday I'm going to become a pig mask and make a world of Master Pokey by Master Pokey for Master Pokey. This feels so nice. Let's have a grand old time in Master Pokey's City of Memories. Reconstructed with a lion. So happy. So much fun. This city is so much fun. Master Pokey's wonderful. Master Pokey's cool. I want to be a wonderful steak for Master Pokey. Oh, you lucky dog. Reconstruct animals. Make ferocious. Ugh, I feel sick. I shouldn't have gotten in here. I am well. All thanks to him. It's all thanks to Master Pokey. Let's sing a song praising Master Pokey. An alligator-dog combination. Ooh. Spankety spankety. Oh god, there's more. I want to be a pig mask. Master Pokey takes very good care of us. Spit, spit, saliva, spit. You want some gum? Get your own, Twit. This feels nice and warm. And I'm gradually starting to like Master Pokey. I think I want to be reconstructed. Your attention, please. You appear to be quite exhausted there. But the real fun's just about to begin. Alright, climb those stairs just ahead. Come on, don't disappoint me now. Master Pokey gave me freedom. I'm free. I never brush my teeth. I'm going to reconstruct all uncool animals. Happy, 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 happy. I'm so happy today. Everything ever is thanks to Master Pokey. I know I'm a sheep, but do you think I can become a nice person this way? Don't bother trying to struggle. The final day is coming. So anyways, plus the story for... I should write that in the review document. Plus the story. You can Morganite, but you can also put it towards two other things. By the way, I just was glancing earlier. I think we're at the point where over half of the story positives have just been for Chapter 8. And can I just be real? I stand behind that. FF7R1 and FF7R2. You got it. Master Lucas and friends, I have been waiting for you. I've changed my hat, so perhaps you don't recognize me. But I was the chauffeur of the difficult-to-drive and far-too-long limousine. Pleased to see you made it this far. I will now determine if you're fit to meet with Master Pokey and all. Kindly follow me. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's brilliant. Okay, do you see the audience on the back? So it would be really easy to think that those are actually people. But then they bothered to show us the sidewalls. They're just painted on. They're just... The audience is painted onto the walls. Master Pokey just loves to play fun games, so I will use this Super Whack-A-Mole game to judge whether or not you're fit to be a wonderful playmate of his. First, allow me to explain the wonderful rules. Whoever hits the most moles with their mental A-button hammers wins the game. He adores that word. Win. You cannot argue for multiple positives for Pokey, no. Because already given... Hang on. Figure this out for a second. $12. If the words indulge and humor mean anything to you, you'll know what to do. But if you try to throw the match, Master Pokey will be very displeased indeed. Oh my god, it's totally Mr. Pokey. Master Pokey. Mr. Red doesn't have time for reading. Don't be ridiculous. God. Ugh. Disgusting. Especially something I wrote. That's even worse. Ugh. Amazing. You hit a grand total of 10 balls. All right, you're up, Mr. Lucas. The goal is to hit 9. If we get more or less, we fail. Sure, we'll purposely fail. Hey, Spartan. Master Lucas is 22 balls. Master Lucas, you really should be more serious about this. I'm afraid I can't introduce you if that's how you're going to act. Try again, but this time with a fresh outlook. That's it. So, take 2. And there. I also love the fact that you can get so many more. It kind of implies that the robot is just terrible. Like, look at this. I could probably be into the 20s by now. Now for the results. Oh my. Master Mini Porky, you've won the intense match by the razor-thin margin of 1 mole. What a wonderful game. Truly heart-stopping. Let's move on to the next fun and exciting game. Now, the only thing you have to do is lose barely. Alright, things are really heating up now. Hello, Zar. The Purple Bridge race game. We both start from the Purple Bridge at the same time. The first to reach the other side wins. Apparently our fly was open. We're much manlier now. That's interesting to think about, though. Borderlands 3 is probably a really good example of how to completely screw up this exact same type of plot. You see what I mean, by the way? Oh my, Master Mini Porky, you win the intense match by a nose. What a truly fantastic race. That was a match for the ages. Now, let's move on to the third and final game. I mean, he's sending a robot to fight for him, who is terrible. Which is terrible. Extremely easy to beat, but he'll only let you progress if he wins, but only barely. Alas, the final game. I would say yes, little. Final game is To Whom Goes the Boom? There's a quick explanation of the rules. Your fly isn't open, don't worry about it. Also, a nice little diorama of Newport City there. Well, there we go. I'm tripling the points for this final game. You have a very good chance of coming from behind to win it all, Master Lucas. Oh man, it was so close. You're so young, yet you've mastered so much. I hereby deem you fit to meet Master Pokey. Please go give Master Pokey a wonderful visit. It is weird how long Chapter 8 is, relatively speaking. So here's a boss. Lucas, welcome to my room. This is the real 100th floor you wanted to come to so badly. Again, I welcome you, my beloved, detestable pests. I was the one who invited you here. So you're free to come inside if you wish. Just, I've given orders to let no one enter my room. That little attack toy you see right there. Who knows? Maybe this is where we'll say goodbye. Even though I invited you here. Alright, let's turn it on. Say hello to the natural killer cyborg. Cool. Hi, Burham. Yes, it's got a brain in there, so this probably used to be an animal. What a weird song title. Pokey means business. Good song, though. How to develop the rolling HP system even further? I'd probably make it so you know how if you guard in this game, it slows down the speed of the rolling. I'll probably make there like abilities that affect that, just baked into the ability, right? Hey, Bio. But yeah, one of the things I do think is interesting is Gygus is very much just an eldritch abomination. Its whole purpose and point is that its power destroyed itself. And that, like, there's not even an individual left underneath there anymore. Pokey's just a dick. Yeah, exactly, Saber for Life. Or maybe an ability that specifically, explicitly, slows down the roll speed. Or maybe give the enemies access to the rolling HP. Or maybe only give individual enemies, like a specific boss has rolling HP, and that's what makes that specific boss harder. Stuff like that, right? Maybe make it so that certain bosses can do certain attacks when their HP is rolling and not at other points in time. You get the general idea. I think there's some directions we could take that. Of course. I mean, it makes sense that Gygus, as he was an Earthbound, was just, yeah, a cloud of death. Obviously, he did used to be, you know, a little bit more of a person back in 1, but point remaining. I also agree with Baron that Gygus has more character than Facade, which is yet another reason why I consider Facade to be a bad character. There's just nothing there, you know? It also makes Pokey and Gygus very different villains, which is always nice. I think they call it contrasting antagonists or something like that. Gygus is arguably better characterized in Mother 1 than Facade is in this game. I mean, Itoi himself said that Pokey is supposed to be the representation of humanity in this game. Which says a lot about where Itoi's mental state was at when he wrote this. That was kind of boring, actually. Not a great boss fight, which is a shame. We've actually had several good boss fights in Chapter 8. But the good news is now we get what's usually considered one of the most memorable rooms in the entire game. You ready for this? For those of you not aware, this is a song from Mother 1. And this is a song from Mother 2. Well, the whole series, really. So let's go through the list, shall we? Runaway 5, Tessie, the taxi, the various types of phones, the what would eventually be the phase distorter. I forget what they actually called it. The eraser statue and the pencil statue. Pokey's helicopter. Dungeon Man. I like to think he's dead, because the alternative is worse. The bus. ATM machine. A yellow submarine. The bicycle we couldn't use the moment we got Paula. There's the actual phase distorter. And there's his machine. His original spider machine. There's the salt and pepper dots from the desert. I just want you to understand this. Pokey, this room gets its own positive, because I want you to understand this. Pokey put together an entire museum just showcasing stuff he gathered from his only friend's adventures. This is so pathetic on so many levels. And once again, immaturity, which, when you break it down, boils down to not letting go of the past. Yeah, I've heard a few people theorize it one way or the other, because either he used his time machine to literally grab those things from the past, or they're replicas. Take your pick. I've never even heard of that, Mr. Floyd. And now I never will. Jeez, my inventory is completely full. I think I can drop that now. For some weird reason, the iron pencil statue was erased. Yeah, Ness is, ironically, too absent of a character to really gauge how much of a friend he ever was to Pokey. So, this has always been an interesting visual to me. if we look at this whole area, it's been pristine, right? Clean, golden, gaudy. But then we see chunks of machines just kind of crudely bolted together. It's that junk punk thing again, right? And rotting vines. And the paint is peeling away at points. No, Triaxi. Just take that shot in right there for a second. That is some brilliant sprite work, because that just conveys how old and unmaintained this is. The beginning of the end. The end of everything. Let's be friends. Let's be friends, Savicom. Yeah. FF1. FF4, FF after years. Thank you, Savicom, as always. I hope you're here for the ending, by the way, for reasons we'll get to when we get there. I'm Pokey. I'm really just this meek little boy. Please dote over me more. Please talk to me like good boys and girls. You know, just like me. That's not very nice now, is it? Actually, I'm not very nice either. So this fight can be a little mean. So we're going to do a couple of weird things here. He's just so casually toxic. He doesn't have to try. He just is. If I can use a weird comparison, Pokey reminds me of Gul'dan over him. And to a lot of you, you're probably like, huh? But hang on for a second. Let me try to defend that a little bit. See, some people look at Gul'dan and they think that he turned into this horrifically horrible person because he was a cripple, and therefore was abused by his people, which is incredibly wrong. Even within the confines of his own story, he admits that his tribe, his clan, did everything in their power to keep him safe and keep him a productive member of the clan. But Gul'dan was such a toxic, caustic, bitter asshole that he constantly pushed back against everything. Hated them, belittled them, mocked and derided them until it got so bad that they actually kicked him out, actually exiled him, which is functionally a death sentence on a hell world like Draenor. So, while it's understandable, one might even use the word sympathetic, let's be clear. Pokey was always a terrible person. The animations are going to take too long. The animations are going to take too long. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Please. Please. Everyone else just attack so he can heal. Please. 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 Oh, my God. Stop doing stuff. No. No. God damn, it took so long to get back to my turn. I'm still not at my turn. Oh my god. I just freaking... Why are you so bad at everything, Lucas? Okay, so, okay, hang on. I mean, it could be argued if Pokey could ever have been made into a better person if he had an actual upbringing with, you know, loving and caring parents. That's debatable. But the point is, Pokey was always horrible. Gygus didn't do anything but put the gun in his hands. Hi, Random. Okay. I mean, that was the beginning of it, Mr. Red, 100%. That's not even debatable. Yeah, he might have just been a normal asshole. We've met people like Pokey in real life, right? We've known people like Pokey in real life. Hello, Shotoraya. Shotoraya, excuse me. My god. I can talk, I swear. Because they were brainwashed, Sabacom. They had spent some time in the nice guy spa, which turns you into a nice person just like Pokey. Oh, we haven't even talked about the time story yet. We're not there yet. Yeah, notice it's extremely low-level enemies, too. Well, yeah, we just beat that random. That was the fight right before this. Actually, no. Let's not waste that yet. Okay. That should be it. That's 7. Yep. One after another, even more Mecha Porkies join the fight. All of a sudden, some guys rush into the room. It was the DCMC. Dramatic climaxes are when unruly dudes like us get to shine. Seems this Master Pokey guy was trying to use us to brainwash everyone. I say it's high time we screw up his idiotic plans. We ain't gonna let this Pokey freak have his way. We're gonna make you pay for all the bad stuff you've done. Get ready, it's punishment time. Hello, Flint. Lucas, this is it. This is finally it. Have we managed to corner the enemy? Or have we all been dragged here? I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Right, Duster? Oh. Come a little closer, so I can see your face better. Oh. Is that what you look like? I was the one who brought you here. A traveler who has journeyed to and from past and future. I'm the most clever, most charming, most troublemaking boy ever. Master Pokey Minch. I welcome you once again. You weak hangers-on, pretending to be the last survivors of this world. Spankety, spankety, spankety. You resorted to blanking your memories to create a new world where humanity's past failures would never be repeated. How stupid can you be? No matter how much you change the rules, no matter how much you refuse to admit defeat, in the end, the creatures known as people will always sign their own death warrant by acting out of stupidity and evil. And then mankind will be gone for good. You could have been happy if only you would have done as I did and obediently followed the visionary, selfish desires of a great hero. Pause. First of all, I love the fact that the vines have grown up around his mechanical apparatus up there. How long has he just been here? Here, specifically. Like, years just spent sitting there in his mechanical nest. Second of all, this line has been interpreted quite a bit. Obediently following the visionary, selfish desires of a great hero. I've heard a few people say that he's referring to himself. I think he means Ness. I think that in his warped and distorted mind, He thinks that what he has been doing over the last millennia has been following in Ness's footprints. The visionary, selfish desires of a great hero. Why is it you struggle to cling to life with such puny minds, pitiable bodies, and feeble hearts? No matter. Curtain is about to fall on this pathetic little play of yours. Because soon the power of power will be mine. The world, and everything in it, has been my oyster so far. And now I'll end it all by acquiring the ultimate power. Yeah. Everything so far has been fun and games. I've given you many a concession. I was bored out of my mind and wanted to play something more thrilling, you see. But now that we're face to face like this, I won't hold anything back. My slave, my lifeless son, will pull the final needle for me. And the moment he does, the dragon should awaken and do as I want. At which time I assume you fools will turn into garbage or dust or, something. Finally disappear for good. I'll admit that it's kind of sad. But I would be crushed under the weight of boredom if it were any other way. Do you understand now? Do you understand the sadness that Master Pokey bears now that he's godlike? Oh, you love your little dramatic plays, so this couldn't have come at a better time for you. Seems the seventh and final needle has just been located, deep underground, below here. I refuse to help you anymore. Oh, I assume you want to pull it too, right, Lucas? Why not go check it out then? I'm even being fair enough to tell you where it is. It really will make this game all the more fun. I think I'll use my shortcut to give myself a head start, if you don't mind. Bring it on. If you can catch up to me, that is. Here. You can use this elevator all you want. Spankity. Father of the Year. Lucas, there's something that has me concerned. Could you let me go ahead first? Sure, Dad. Deadbeat Dad. Thanks. Don't ask why. But it seems like I've been gone a long time. Go ahead and keep going. Yeah. What I usually I tend to dislike it in fiction when the villain is revealed at like the last scene. But this works for Pokey for two reasons. First, honestly, the whole game kind of characterizes him a bit. Second of all, the entirety of Chapter 8, as we've been discussing, has been characterizing Pokey, right? Yeah, Pokey is a presence. And again, everything about New Pork City is about who he is as a character. That's true, Zar. Although in that case, he just managed it by just being absolutely amazing the entire time he's on camera. Really, Bio? Well, it's news to me. But for real, Flint's a deadbeat dad. He's garbage. Yeah, pig Nazis. I have actually known more English speakers tend to not catch that it's Pokey early on because we've never heard of Porky. Oh, and speaking of, someone asked if Pokey thinks he'd survive the apocalypse, the end of the world. I agree with the idea that he probably doesn't care, but honestly, actually, I think he does. He's kind of elongated thanks to his body effectively being destroyed by using the time travel device, the phase distorter. So he really should be very dead, despite being however many millennia old he is at this point. And he isn't. It's something that I wish they'd go in a little more depth in because the idea is that he's old and decrepit and can barely move, but he's also indestructible. These two things feel weirdly contradictory to me. Might be that chimera thing peeking its head in again. Yeah, there's actually a direct quote by Itoy that he will survive the destruction, the supernova of his sun in 65 million years. That's a direct quote from Itoy, and it says all it needs to, I think, about what Itoy thinks about the situation. Yeah, apparently he could just tank the supernova. Shrug. It is a classic curse type concept, right? You're completely incapable of dying, but you don't get any of the benefits of, like, durability. Some fiction plays with that concept. I would say, personally, Pokey has the worst fate, but he seems to like it. Whatever. Anyways, I suppose rather than lament the fate
Makes ice happen.
worse than death. I know. Hang on. Just gotta give me a minute. Would I consider Pokey evil by the end of Earthbound? Yes. Or afterwards? Also yes. Also at the beginning of Earthbound, arguably, although that's debatable, right? Like, I meant what I said earlier. Well, I do believe in the concept that, given external resources, people can turn it around, people can be redeemed. Pokey was always a horrible person. Then he grew up in a horrible environment and horrible lifestyle and blah 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 blah. But the thing is someone, I think it was Little Billy, said it great earlier. Pokey hit every branch of the tree as he was falling down it. He had every opportunity to turn it around. Every chance was given to him to try and be a better person, or to join Ness's group, or just generally improve his lifestyle, just to be less of a dick. And it never even occurred to him to try. Right? What is going on with this? Yeah, olive branches were extended to him. More than once, if you remember. Okay, so looks like upper left and far right. I think it was born rotten. I'll be honest, I don't agree with the concept of born rotten, but this is fiction where we can establish such rules. So, do I think he was born rotten? No. I still, even within the confines of fiction, I don't think that's what happened with Pokey. It is so this is getting into inferences, which there's not a lot of support for on camera. But considering that Ness was, by all accounts, actually his friend, friend might be too hard, but definitely hang out with him, put up with him, and all that fun stuff. It is entirely possible that he was doing so to try and help Pokey be a better person. Lord knows a lot of us are pretty bad people when we're children, right? Like, look at my sister. She was horrible as a kid.
Yeah. I was not.
I know. But, no.
Unless you ask Layla, in which case I was horrible as a teenager.
But no, like, a lot of people, you could argue, using the lens of modern adulthood or maturity, you could argue that a lot of kids are evil, but obviously they're not. They just
don't have a frontal lobe.
Yeah, they literally lack the hardware, but also they lack understanding. They lack concepts. So, this gets into the funny part. Pokey doubled down constantly, refused to ever back down on anything that he ever did, and just became worse and worse and worse and worse. But here's the really funny thing. Can I go and give my opinion on this just real quick? I think that Pokey at least had the opportunity to turn it around until he time traveled. We know the phase distorter screws with you. We don't know the specifics, but there's a reason we had to be turned into robots just to be able to use them at all, right? And I think that solidified. I think it quite literally, physically prevented Pokey's brain from ever developing further. He's, 14 at the beginning of Earthbound? Imagine your brain physically never developing past 14. Never actually fully forming into the point where you can be a fully adult, grown individual, right? So I think his fate was sealed the moment he time traveled. And that was that. That was game at that point. So I don't think we've given Flint enough time. And yeah, obviously fiction is fiction. 12, that's even worse. But what if you were a Romulan Sabacon? Sorry. I'm joking around because this is really horrible topic matter if you think about it. Like, being stuck functionally, biologically at the age of 12, incapable of maturing past that, is kind of horrific. So, oh hey, it's the doorknob from the beginning of the game. So yes, this is the place they've been digging out and tunneling out as they've been getting ready to find this stupid thing. The idea has been that Pokey has been looking for this particular needle for a while. Why didn't Facade just tell him where it is? Who knows? Facade is such an undeveloped character that at this point I'm just going to accept that Facade is several negatives and just move on. Wow, there's a hot spring inside the box. Actually, it could be, Baron. So that's one of the most common theories I hear, Savacom. That and the fact that Facade was just a victim of, capitalism. The same humanity corruption that is represented in the rest of the game. So either literal mind control or more generic, like, corruption kind of a thing. But honestly, if I could just be real, I don't think there's enough support for either theory. It's too much blank sheet of paper syndrome, right? So here's our final dungeon. Probably looks familiar. And yeah, it makes sense in its own weird way that this is the Cave of the Past. Here's the weird thing. You know me, I'm a bit geography-minded because I like maps. I have since I was a kid. And I like seeing the ways things connect physically. It makes a fiction more enjoyable for me when you have that kind of visual continuity. When you do a stage going up a giant wall, and then you zoom out to the map and you see that you've been scaling the wall of a castle, right? So, Nowhere Island is the Deep Darkness jungle. You probably know what I mean by that without me having to go any further in detail into it. And it doesn't fit one-to-one because none of this stuff ever fits one-to-one. But this is almost assuredly the Cave to the Past. It is probably the spot where this particular needle was originally put. The Deep Darkness area was always a separate island from the rest of everything else. You get the general vibe of where I'm going with all this. And the reason it's so abandoned at this point in time is obvious. It's because, they're all frickin' dead. Where is it? Where'd I put it? There it is. This is Facade's needle, 100%. I guess I just started using these. These actually don't count as robots. That is another interesting question, though. Since Facade knows that Pokey is looking for the needles, and knows that Pokey wants to pull the needles, and knows that their needle being pulled would kill them, why is Facade helping Pokey? There's a question mark or two here. That's actually an interesting question, Rex. What if only the facade parts of the machine fade, right? Did I only have the one? Looks like I only have the one. Alright, whatever. By the way, a small narrative point, you notice that a lot of enemies around this part of the game have lightning damage. Which I find amusing, because it's kind of just there to remind you that you have the Franklin badge. So this is the final grind spot. Like, literally, this reminder, this is the final grind spot. This is it. This is also a good time to mention that we're getting extremely close to me cutting off the guessing game. So if you haven't gotten your guesses in, this is a really good time to do so. As of this point, we have the final boss and then the narrative final boss left, and that's kind of it. So get your guesses in. 60, Savicom. It would be relatively easy to grind here, but I don't think we really need to, especially since, again, we really only have the one fight left. Now, it's a mean fight. My friend Pax, when he got to this point, got his ass handed to him by this fight. Yeah, at 60 we gain access to PK Ground. And yeah, it would make narrative sense if Facade was afraid of death, since all the magpies accept death. But, like, I hate to keep reiterating my point, there's nothing there to really support that. It's just a blank sheet of paper. We could design that. We could decide that that's their motivation, and that fits. But the game doesn't really do anything for or against that. We could say that Facade really, really wants ice cream and is willing to destroy the world to get ice cream. And honestly, it's about as valid as most other theories. I don't mean to sound dismissive. I agree that we can speculate on this, but it's just this is one of the reasons why I'm not putting down my own theories, because it's hard for me to care. When a story is this absent, I find it difficult to really invest myself in speculating on it. I don't mean the whole story. Obviously, the whole story has plenty of meat on its bones. I mean specifically the Facade thing. Okay, so we have Healing Omega. That'll help. Let's grab a backup save. Hang on, random. I'll help you out. I got you, fam. Normally someone in chat would help you, but unfortunately everyone in chat today is filled with pokies. Let's see, random. You're not even on the list. Random, what the hey? I know you don't watch me, but damn, dude. Alright, so random bystander here. So first, what 3 things do you want to put it towards? Let's just start with that. So I can jot that down. Yeah, you can't put it to Mother 3 anymore. Savicom, no! You have betrayed me. You really were a Romulan all along. I know it! And I better check the document, make sure nobody's leaving me any weird comments. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so we'll do Xenoblade 3, Donkey Kong, Bayonetta, and Dealer's Choice. Alright, so what's your guess? What's your gold number guess? The thing here is up to date. Pretty sure. Double checking. Yes, it is. That's a good point, mister. I didn't even think about that. $45. Oof. Yeah, it is. I don't mean this in any way as an unkindness, but it is a question mark if this game will break that positive. Yikes. 45. All right. Everyone guessed? Everyone good? I see some people still typing. I'll give you another second. You have 30 seconds. I also like the idea that, unlike the Cave to the Past in Earthbound, this place is just kind of devoid of energy. Because, you know, well, again, it cuts down to that theme that everything should die. If that makes any sense. Again, the main narrative point is that it's a good thing if everything dies, so something new can happen. Remember, that's our goal. So unlike during the events of Earthbound, when the Earth was still alive and filled with existence and things and people and enemies and aliens, it was alien. The Cave of the Past was alien. This is devoid. You're probably wondering, well, what's the name of this cave? It's just called the Final Cave. That's it. Listen, Itoy. I suppose that's fair, Rex, but like my point is, it is still seen as a good, put a question mark there, outcome. Which is just, again, a very, this type of storytelling thing. Again, Dark Souls, as I mentioned earlier. But also there's plenty of fiction where, you know, death is a good thing, so that something new can grow from the corpse, blah, blah, blah. Very, very common narrative beat. Yes, Itoy was always Texan. Actually, no, that would be funny. I suppose yes would be the overall answer, Chillpangle. Yeah, I'm with Bio. Death sucks. Like, I'm sorry. I'm 43. I've encountered plenty of death in my life. Death sucks. Kumatora is 57. I'm 3 levels away. I'm not gonna grind for it. I don't care that much. I've often felt that the reason so much fiction portrays death and then resetting as a good thing is because death itself is such an aspect of human condition that it's kind of an attempt to have a form of lemonade, right? As well, death sucks, and it's inevitable, but something good can come out of it. And then that just kind of became the norm somewhere along the line. Oh no, Flint's dead. Nobody cares. That masked man, he's Kloss. Lucas, he's your brother. Ba-da-da-da. Gigantic, extremely non-shocking moment. Kloss. I don't know why he's obeying this pokey guy, but as a father, I finally found the son I lost. Lucas, be happy. I finally found your brother. Okay, bye. God. Whoa! One thing I do find funny is that almost all the enemies in here are actually pretty weak. Relatively speaking. They're literally easier than the enemies we just fought in Pokey's Tower. But they give a ton of experience. This really is the go grind spot, which is funny because the Cave of the Past did the exact same thing, if you remember. There was an infinite heal spot right at the beginning, and you could just go and grind if you were behind. Oh, gosh darn it. God, my inventory is so cramped. Okay, hang on. There's actually a vendor and a storage dude after this, but I'm just kind of full right now, so... That is 50 more mana. And 40 more attack... No, that's not 40. 38 more attack power. True, Danielle. And that is arguably good design, because unlike a lot of games, once you get to a certain point of this game, you're stuck here. Like, this is it. No, but Flint revealed that dramatic pause! It was Kloss all along. I would say they're not super strong, Triaxia. The Psy is the big thing that makes them strong. Which makes sense, that was pretty much the plot of Mother 1. TSI was an alien super weapon. Oh, Kubator's feverish. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Listen, he needed to go out to get some milk, Sabacom. Thunder Omega. At what point was this setting and is in its humanity doomed? Well, Itoy woke up one day and was like, life sucks. And that was the exact moment in time. No, Mr. Red. We really are locked in at this point. It's not a joke. I forget how far back we can go, but I'm pretty sure we're stuck in the cave right now. Like, we can't even go back to the tower. Oh, wow. Several people guessed like in the hundreds for this game. Yeah, Flint was playing Smash. It's a brand new game. He just discovered it. I don't know. I've been through some horrible... You know what? I'll tell you what. Anybody who endures kidney stones can gain superpowers. But you have to just live with it. No getting surgery, no getting any pain meds. You just got to endure it. So, functionally the last boss. Stop right there. This really is no time for games anymore. I don't feel like letting you go any further. If you're after the needle, don't worry. My adorable little monster is on its way to it as we speak. Oh. Huh? That monster's name is Klaus? Its name was Klaus? That almost sounds like a person's name. But now it's my robot. Not even a fragment of life remains inside it. It's Master Pokey's slave robot. It does whatever I say. It acts on my will alone. It's my double. Doesn't know anything about who you are. So there's a bit of a more zoomed in shot of desiccated Pokey. Yeah, it's also probably worth noting, this is that asterisk I mentioned earlier. I don't think the game actually has said it outright yet, but just to reiterate, the idea here is that if an evil person pulls the needles, then the new world that will be born will be a world of evil. If good people pull out the needles, then the new world will be born of good. I'm truncating a little bit. But if a person who has neither good nor evil in their heart pulls the needles, then nothing will happen at all. It'll just stop. There will be no new world. There will be no reset. There will just be oblivion. The world ends. The end. So naturally, that's what Pokey wants, and that's why Pokey is using a robot which has the power to do this. That's why Pokey makes sure that Klaus is just a bot with no heart of his own. What if it's balanced by good and evil people? So it's actually not possible for that to happen, Baron? You'll notice, and this is deliberate, that there are 7 needles. There's no balance possible with 7. One has to be dominant over the other. Yeah, it's very Triforce, actually, now that you say that. Okay, so this fight can suck. This is, for all intents and purposes, the last boss. Which is funny, because Pokey was the last boss of Earthbound as well. The actual last boss, the last gameplay last boss. Everything after this is going to be more story than gameplay. Okay, so we want counter Omega. Then we want offense down. We're going to use the Scary Mask and hope for the best. And Boney, you just stand there. Pokey did something. No, Trihexia. Pokey is going to live on. In fact, by all accounts, Pokey is fully convinced he's going to live forever. Ignoring the fact that he actually is. Offense up. And yes, you cannot grasp the nature of Pokey's attack is the reference being made here. Hello, Blue Fusion Bolt. Let's see if we can get a Tickle Feather off. What did Pokey do? Yeah, it's just a reference. It's just a reference. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Sometimes a reference is just a reference. Oki did something. Well, I would say the game has honestly been pretty mixed bag up until Chapter 8, which just kind of started rocking it. My friend Pax and I were talking about that last night because he had the same experience where Chapter 8 just kind of started being good for him. You notice even on the gameplay axis, Chapter 8 has just been better, even in, like, little things, right? He and I have a theory. This is just a theory. There's nothing really backing this, but we know that the game was truncated down in order to fit the GBA cartridge, because they're just... Oh, hang on, because there just wasn't room for everything. And we know that most of the story was already written out for Earthbound 64, which kind of ran into the same issue. We think that when they sat down to make the GBA version, the actual the final Mother 3, we think that the chapter that got the most rework was Chapter 8, the one that had to have all the story crunched down into it. And as a consequence, it's entirely possible that the much more modern team, which had more experience and talent and time and money and knew what the hell they were doing, just made a good Chapter 8. I don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, it's just theory. Anyways, let me fill you in on something. No matter how much you attack me, I'll never die. Even if I somehow wind up beaten, I'll never die. Bet you didn't know that, did you? I've got Invincibility Force Shield. And your dinosaur that eats Invincibility Force Shields can't break it because it's invincible against dinosaurs that break Invincibility Force Shields. Plus, Etoy was in a better place. That's also true. It's also worth noting Etoy was in a much more positive place, regardless of the, feeling better. And I know that sounds like a duh. But what I mean by that, remember that there were two big things that led to Mother 3 finally getting made. One was Miyamoto reaching out to him personally and encouraging him to do it. And the other was the internet. And just the Earthbound fan community reaching out to him and being really positive and supportive. So, Etoy had two sources of positivity in his life that he didn't have previously, pushing him to finish the game. May or may not be relevant. I've gone through time and space so many times. I haven't aged like a normal person. Who knows? I might be 1,000 years old. Even 10,000 years old. But despite that, I'm still the same kid at heart. Is that funny? It is, isn't it? Does it make you laugh? Are you laughing at me? That's actually a good question, little Billy. I suppose it depends on the nature of the invincibility. If the dragon wakes up, it might end up destroying everything. Extinguishing all life. Even so... Even so, I'll be alive. Me and the dragon will be the only things left alive in the whole wide world. I'm more than ready for that possibility. With my eternal life, I'll see the world through to its end. Until everyone who won't like me is gone. By the way, that's probably the closest thing to his no really true motive we've ever had. He wants all the people who don't like him to go away. No, he doesn't need to change. It's their fault. They're the ones who don't like me. If they were just cool, there would be no problems here. By the way, we also just hit phase 2, so this is going to start hurting. Yeah, as a reminder, this kid has been kicked out of multiple timelines because of how much everyone hates him. There's a wonderful back and forth of Pokey just kind of being insane with terror during the final battle in Earthbound. And it's been argued that that was like it, right? That was the line. He never could have recovered past that point. Brain gone. Honestly, I'm sure there's plenty of people like that in real life. There's 9 billion people walk around the Earth. We've got plenty of averages. Or, not average, statistics on our side. Oh, hello. Thank you for playing along with me. All the way to the end like this. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, wouldn't you say? Right. Ooh, we're out of mana. Okay, I can work with that. Right? Yes, there it is. I was always a nice guy. Why won't you be my friend? I've been nothing but nice to you. I would be shocked if Lucas didn't remind Pokey of Ness. I'll never die. I'll never die, nor will I ever be beaten. But it appears my machine has run out of energy for the moment. Lucas. Yeah, you haven't won, just so you know. I'm gonna duck inside this absolutely safe capsule for the time being. When I'm inside, no attack will have any effect on me whatsoever. I'm sure he's thinking to yourself, yeah, right. There's no such thing as an absolutely, but there is such a thing, and it's this. The absolutely safe capsule I tricked Dr. Andonuts and the Saturns into making for me. Me! All for me! This is an infinity plus infinity capsule. Okay, we got this. But first, thank you, Trafin, for the sub. Always appreciate. I will go ahead and jot that down. For Metroid Prime 4, MechWarrior 5 Mercs, and Factorio. So yeah, this is his strongest phase, by far. Okay, you ready for this? We can't do any damage to it. We're incapable. We cannot do damage to it. Inside the absolutely safe capsule, Pokey is sticking his tongue out at you. Because Pokey is sealed in the capsule, the battle is, by definition, over. Oh my. As evil as old Pokey here is, I feel bad for him now. It's true the absolutely safe capsule and that the Mr. Saturns and I developed together can protect one from every manner of danger. It is an absolutely safe capsule. But once you enter it, you can never exit it. Even what's outside of the absolute capsule is absolutely safe. I did tell Pokey in a hushed voice he shouldn't use it yet. But all I can do now is live for eternity inside the capsule. In absolute safety. Who knows? In a way, he may have gotten exactly what he wanted. What do you think? Is it wrong of me to think this way? It's not wrong, you say. No wonder. I somehow get the feeling it is. So yes, Pokey is now isolated. This is true, canonically. Inside this capsule, for tens of millions of years, incapable of leaving it or dying, until literally the star around here goes supernova. Which may or may not damage the capsule. We're not sure about that part. That's getting a little debatable at that point. Hi, Loner. How ye be? Uh, Actually, I have not, Spartan. Do I really only have the one left? Wow. I think I do. People have argued the fate of Pokey for literally years. I suppose we're at the decade-plus range at this point. I have no real opinion to give to it that I haven't already mentioned. Like, it's just... Yeah. Want to roll him around a bit? No, it's okay. It's absolutely safe after all. Whee! Deserves is an interesting word. Yeah, Gygus got cessated. Gygus was dissolved into nothing. Pokey gets to just sit there. Forever. Well, it's been such a long time. In any case, thank you for your continued patronage through it all. For me and the other frogs, thank you. Teardrop. One last heal spot. Yeah, Yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, this is it. I was just double checking. I don't even know why there's trash here. It's like, we're past the point where levels mean anything now. But we do have the final narrative boss to do. Pretty much, Dakota. Go figure, right? There's that Franklin badge. Pulling its weight again. So if I decide to attack... Well, hang on. Let's actually do something real quick. Let's raise our defenses first. Oh, that was quick. 2 rounds to take mortal damage. So if you try to attack, for some reason, Lucas couldn't attack. And there's mortal damage again. Like you do. That hit me for 600. Oh my god. Lucas. Yes. From somewhere you heard someone call your name. Plus. It was Hinawa's voice. Yeah, I got it. It failed to reach the masked man. Now, this is the very last combat encounter of the game. It is a cutscene fight. It is still possible to lose. He still hits like an absolute truck. You'll notice I'm just spending almost every round full healing myself. Because he's doing like 200 damage a round. Plus, stop this. You aren't Pokey's robot. Not that I'm aware of, but you're our son. The masked man looked around. Damn it, that was a misclick. Oh, that was a misclick. Oh, jeez. Lucas, look out. Flint jumped in front of Lucas. Masked man's attack dealt major damage to Flint. Yeah. Klaus, please remember. I've been looking for you for so long. Flint suffered major damage. Flint couldn't stand up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. And yeah, you can attack once, you watch your father get killed by him. Lucas. Stop fighting. You just killed Mom, Dad. Or Dad, Mom. Sorry. Flip that. His voice sadly echoed. Ow. Klaus. You and Lucas are brothers. Background stabilized. By the way, they never state this outright, but there's a quiet, horrible implication here. So Klaus ran off to avenge himself against the Drago. We actually saw his broken body down in the ravine. And the next thing we see is he's this mostly robotic robot, right? This mostly cybernetic robot. We can infer from that whatever we want, but I've always liked the idea that he basically died. Or at the very least, he was mortally wounded, right? And was on the verge of death until, he was saved. And I realize I'm describing Darth Vader there, and I didn't mean that, but whatever. By the way, his PK power spells have been getting weaker as we go throughout the battle, which is good, because I am running out of mana. Can you hear me? You're Klaus. Your name is Klaus. You're our son. Background shifted again. He's down to alpha in his attacks. Still killed me. Jeez Louise. And there's another that killed me. Hey, Revolution. And yeah, we're now, so this is what we call bad. Please remember. Lucas. Klaus. To think we would be blessed with 2 children at once. I bet they'll accomplish things together that they couldn't alone. I'm sure they'll argue a lot, too. And I could see them helping each other out when they need it. Klaus. And Lucas. Because see, it's an anagram. Got it. I bet we'll mix them up a lot until they get bigger. Klaus and Lucas, huh? How do you want them to grow up to be? To be kind. Just like you. Oh. I was just going to say. To be kind, just like you. Great. Then it's decided. Klaus. Lucas. Make us proud. Yeah, Undertale took tremendous inspiration from Mother 3. And, of course, Earthbound. Obviously, most people know this, but Toby Fox actually worked on an Earthbound hack before switching over to Undertale. That's pretty much it for health. That's all I got. Good news is his attacks are a lot weaker this time around. The masked man gazed at Lucas. Die! Sorry. Lucas felt heartbroken. The masked man covered his ears. Lucas shut his eyes tightly. The masked man attacks. The masked man shut his eyes. Lucas felt heartbroken. The masked man gazed at Lucas. Lucas had a king burger. And wanted to cry. It's not that bad of a burger. Klaus. 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 Come to your mother. You must be so exhausted. Come here, Klaus. Background is way stabilized now. The masked man looked around as if searching for something. The masked man removed his mask. His face looked just like Lucas's. It was Klaus. Yes, I know, game, thank you. Klaus fired an intense bolt of lightning. The Franklin badge reflected the lightning. I mean, his mother did just say to come home, but let's be very clear. Yes, Klaus just committed suicide. Klaus staggered towards Lucas. Klaus embraced Lucas. Lucas remembered Klaus's scent. So. I'm sorry it turned out like this. I'm really happy you could be with me just before the end. Thanks, Dad. Sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm going to where Mom is now. Lucas, I hope we meet again someday. Bye. Thank you. I'm sorry. We can see each other again, right? Klaus gave his final breath. Lucas, thank you. Klaus was just hasty, that's all. You'll forgive your hasty brother, won't you? Alright, this is it. Time has come for you to pull the dragon's last needle. Are you ready? Not that we have to at this point, but whatever, sure, let's reset the world. Both Hinawa and Klaus have a trusted fate to you. Believe in yourself and pull the final needle. Nothing needs to be sealed away anymore. Let's make the Dark Dragon sealed underground our new friend. Pass your heart on to the dragon. Pray to it from the bottom of your heart. Ask it to protect all life in this world. All like 200 of you. Me and everyone else. We all believe in you. So now you need to believe in yourself. Now go. The dragon's waiting to wake up. Your life and the lives of those who believe in you. Will you put it all on the line and pull the final needle? There goes the castle. And yeah, the game makes it pretty explicit. This is the end of the world. The pig masks do not get away. Yeah, lava, fire, meteors. Well, I guess that's it. The end. Nothing more to add to that. All right, so everyone died. The end. Let me share a couple anecdotes here. First of all, each Mother game, including Timonash, who is in fact a Mother game. I don't know if you knew that. Along with Anonymous Gifter. hang on. That's going towards Rogue Trader. Roth, that'd be Righteous, and Alan Wake. Possibly just one. Thank you, Timanesh, as always. And thank you, whoever you are, who gifted the other subs. I do appreciate you, even in your anonymity. So, when this was getting translated, there was this weird portion of the translation where, you know, we translate all that, and then, like, because so much of that was visuals, there's kind of a question mark of, because people weren't actually 100% sure what was happening here, and we didn't really see the end of the world stuff, right? It wasn't until we actually got in contact with someone who was playing the Japanese version who would take, like, literal just screenshots, like pictures, and scanned them, and so we could be like, oh, okay, so, like, the world does end. Okay, cool. But then what's all this extra text after the end of the world? And a lot of people weren't sure what any of this meant. Probably because there's nothing here. It's just text. Ow. Watch where we're walking. Can't you see where we're going? It's okay, this isn't a dream. It's a miracle. A real miracle. It seems everyone's alright. I thought everything was about to be destroyed, but everyone's alive. But the only way to describe it is a miracle. Did the dragon's revival give power to all life? I nearly committed death. I guess this is what they mean by a crisis gone is easily forgotten. In any case, everyone's just peachy keen now. That was scary. That was the very definition of scary. This is also a good time as I need to mention that end. So Mother 1 and Mother 2 both end with end question mark at the end of the game. So this was like supposed to be kind of a callback to that, because again, it's not the end in all three cases, excuse me. So the idea here, this is one of the most overtly changed things we know about. We can speculate about what was changed from Earthbound 64, but we know this ending was changed. And it's not hard to presume what changed, right? What most likely was the original ending was the dragon woke up and everyone died, the end. And this last thing, which you'll notice is just text, was probably the new changed ending that was grafted on top of that. Say, are you Savicom? Oh, you're okay. That's great. What a relief. Hey, everybody, Savicom's over here and doing just fine. Savicom. Lucas said he wanted to meet you. Savicom Romulan, thank you so much for everything, and for helping Lucas and the others. This world might have been completely destroyed had it not been for you. To be honest, I was so scared the moment Lucas pulled the last needle. I didn't have faith, though. I had faith, but I felt the kind of fear so bad I almost expected my entire body to blow apart. But as you can see, everyone's just fine. We've regained something incredibly immense. Don't know why, but I can't stop my tears from coming out. What is this feeling? What could it be? This is the first time I've seen you cry, Kumatora. You're really cute now that I look. Whoa. Stop stepping on me. Even mole crickets are living creatures too, you know. Poke. Hee. Who poked you in the back? Guess who? Incidentally, I'm Wes. And it wasn't me. I'm Alec. I didn't poke you in the back, Savicom. He's playing innocent, but Wes was the one who did it. We're both alive and well. Isn't that right? Whoops. I went by too quickly. Oh, have we met somewhere before? Me? My name is Rope Snake. I was just considering living a quiet life as a snake rope now. If you happen to find that kind of sad, please talk to me and say, thanks. And your jaw saved us all. No ordinary snake could have done that. nor an ordinary rope. This conversation is turning out to be long, just like the snake I am, but I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Savacom Romulan, was it? I'll be certain to etch that name into my mind. Have a good new year. Hi, Salsa. Now that my saving job is over, I think I'll settle down and take care of the tadpoles. Thank you for everything. No, wait, it's the other way around. Tripped down, hit nose on ground. I'm doing well, too. Boing. You touched something rolling around. Do you hear the music? Well, you heard the music. It was pretty brief. The rolling thing wobbles with glee. There seems to be something inside, but you can't really tell what it is. Your foot hits something small and round. It's a doorknob. Got the doorknob. Great. Oh, Savacom. Thanks. I feel so utterly, incredibly thankful for everything you've done. Thanks for everything. Wish we could always be together. We just met. Now we have to say goodbye. All the people of this world are saved, thanks to you. Thank you, Savacom. It was fun, Savacom. Let's meet again sometime. We can meet as many times as we want. Savacom. Bye. What's the world there like? It looks like things will work out here, but what about your world? Will it be all right? Hey, Otherworld. Be good to Savacom. Thanks. Goodbye. 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 Thanks so much. Come back sometime. Thanks for everything. Savacom. We'll meet again sometime, right? Don't forget us. Goodbye. Thanks. Sure, a lot of fun, didn't we? Thanks. About 5 hours, Draxia. So, for years I've heard different people's interpretations of what that ending is. The most basic interpretation, and admittedly my own personal theory, was that it's the rebirth thing. We make a new world, but rather than like a completely blank slate, instead it's like take all the people who survived the previous world and dump them into the new world, right? So, boom, there you go. In other words, resetting the world, not the people in it. I have heard several people interpret it that that's heaven. Like, it is an afterlife. And that people have been, you know, obviously the world ended, but everyone gets to move on to heaven as a consequence of that. I've heard a few other interpretations. Who knows? People, watch out for the zombies. Watch out for the zombies. No! Well, he wasn't using those brains anyways. What are they eating? I am glad you liked it, Random, by the way. Because, you know, that's sort of the goal. Uh-oh, Steel Toe Chimera. Run! Run! Yeah, I just noticed all these NPCs have no names. Not even the tea-going mice have names. Or the Drag. Oh, never mind. The Dragos have a name. It's Dragos. That reminds me, this game sucks because it's different from Earthbound. And for no other reason whatsoever. I'll give my final thoughts in a minute, but if there's anything this stream taught me, it's shocking how much of this game... Okay, there's this concept we've run into a few times, where there's a game and it's got all this stuff to it, but really, all anyone talks about is the stuff that shows up in the last half hour. That's an exaggeration, obviously, but like, again, Xenogears and Chrono Cross. Nobody talks about the actual story of Chrono Cross. They all talk about the connection to Chrono Trigger, which doesn't show up for dozens of hours, and then isn't fully fleshed out until literally the ending. Like 5 minutes before the last boss. But that's what everyone talks about. So for years, people have talked about Mother 3, and naturally they talk about all the stuff in Chapter 8. It's just kind of weird, because honestly, going back through it, yeah, I don't have much to say about Chapter 1 through 6. Even Chapter 4, which is when, you know, they kind of actually started doing something, didn't quite catch me. Well, so that's not my point, little Billy. My point is it's a derogatory towards the game in question. If the early parts of a game aren't memorable, that's the game's fault. I did like the Chimera Lab. It was probably my favorite part of Chapter 1 through 6, was the Chimera Lab. True, Phil Pangolin. That's actually valid. And like I've said several times, I liked Chapter 8. So it's not like I'm speaking ill of it. I think if there's one thing I was to say that's controversial about this game, it's that I really wasn't a fan of Chapter 1. So much so that I had people, you know, who were rightfully upset about that in the comments, in the YouTube comments. For the record, I stand by my criticisms. I think Chapter 1 is very rough and could serve to have several polishing passes to bring it up to code. But, as is, ugh. No thank you. Yeah, where's the bony cut? Jeez. Oops. You can't do it, Mr. Red. You can't do it! Because if you do, then you'll have to play a video game that's actually good. And I know you can't handle that. That's a good point. Where's my Achievos? Where's my microtransactions? Is this game even worth my time and attention if it doesn't have microtransactions? Ugh. Ugh, I say ugh. And now I'm blind. So yeah, I changed the tie. Because now it's just wood instead of wood and metal. And, to go back to what I was talking about earlier, the end. Not the end question mark. Not the end to be continued. The end. And for 19 years, this has been the end. Many other games have gone on to be their own versions of Mother 4. Including one that's not even fully out yet. Deltarune. I'm kidding. Take your time, Toby Fox. Seriously. You'll never hear me. Like, you don't even know I exist, but for the love of God, take your time. I do want to give really quick, while I'm finishing up the audit here, once again, a shout outs to the Mother 3 fan translation team for the incredible work they put over the course of 2 years in order to make this translation happen so that this game is available. Y'all are awesome. Itoy has flat out stated he has no plans to ever go back to the series, and that he encourages fans to make their own Mother 4. That's been something he's talked about many times.
God knows when Deltarune will be finished.
Yep, still not finished, of course. Several chapters of Deltarune are out. Deltarune is not finished. Alright, so now time to replay Earthbound. Yeah, originally he was saying there was going to be, I'm pretty sure it was 5 or 6 chapters, and with the recent re-release, which I believe was at the end of last year. No, it was this year because it was coming out with the Switch too. Anyways, with the recent re-release, he's announced they're actually going to do more chapters than he originally planned to do. I'd play a Deltarune song, but I don't want to kill your ears. It's kind of loud. So we'll live with Earthbound music for now. You know, you say that, Bio. Honestly, we don't know that. This could happen at pretty much any point in time, relatively speaking, to the timeline. It is not that hard to imagine that Pokey has bounced around, and this is actually in the distant past, or even in the recent past. Like, the moment you had time travel, something could still be a sequel and happen before something else, right? That's what that means. Yeah, exactly. Earthbound could be the good world. The reason everything was so good in Mother 1 and Earthbound was because that's the new world. Thanks to Klaus, or excuse me, Lucas. And Savaka, obviously. Honestly, that would actually make a few other things make more sense, too. Like why Sai is just everywhere, really. And then isn't, and then is again. No, it's not a loop. I mean, it technically is a loop, but the loop concludes. Most of the time when someone says a loop, they mean it just goes around and around and around forever. But no. The idea is that Pokey screws with everything. Cool. Okay, that's kind of a shtick. And then, you know, gets put into the capsule, and that's the law now. Then the world is remade, Mother 1 happens, Mother 2 happens, Pokey goes back to cause Mother 3, the end. Everything else keeps going. Listen, time travelers keep giving me a bad name, okay? Don't slant me with them. Good piece, Omicron. Conversely, it could also mean that he's still rolling around to that ball. That's kind of a who knows at that point. If we want to close the loop... No, let's not do that. Contrary to the past idea, one of the other ideas I've heard several times is that Mother actually takes place way in the future. You know how most sci-fi stories boil down to, at some point or another, humankind screws with everything and, like, it's an eternal wasteland of endless death and destruction? You know the type, right? Anything that goes that far out usually has that kind of a thing going. So, the theory then being that, you know, the world just kind of slowly got worse and 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 poof! And now you got Mother 3. For the record, I don't like that for several reasons. First of all, I think that's particularly lazy writing in general. It follows a trend in science fiction writing, which I tend to consider lazy. I'll go and tell you right now because I'm just doing the boring on it right now. The trend is to consider any trend to go on forever. So let me use a specific example. People are getting more and more automation in their lives. Therefore, at some point in time, humans will be completely stagnant people who just sit around doing absolutely nothing all day because everything's automated. That's actually a pretty common one. But you get the idea. Nope, slavery exists, and therefore will always continue forever. You get it. The streets of Paris will be covered by nothing but horse dung. Yeah, it's you get the idea. It's the tendency to assume that trends never change. So yeah, I don't care for it in general, but I also think that it just kind of... It's harder to be invested in something like that. So, part of the thing that made Mother 1 and 2 both work was specifically their connection to everyday life. Rather than being, you know, a fantasy setting or a sci-fi setting, it was tomorrow. Urban fantasy, I believe, is the proper term for that. And that worked for it. To just kind of throw that out the window for the sake of weird sci-fi futuriness doesn't work for me, like thematically. Now, that would be a horrible, horrible thought, though. There's no way that would work. There's just too many missing pieces, but imagine if Pokey was always Gygus. In that case, the loop is closed, because Gygus cessated. Gygus is gone. So the way that would work is like, Pokey's like, hi, I'm doing my thing, and I'm a horrible person, and then I'm going to go time travel for a while. I end up in the past, Mother 3 happens, and the capsule and all that's reinvented, and Pokey ends up on the other world with the aliens. And they're like, okay, we got you. We got you, Pokey. And Pokey, of course, doesn't understand things like love. So they call him Gygus. The events leading to Mother 1 happen. Mother 1 itself happens. Gygus is sealed within the Devil Machine, a.k.a. the Absolutely Safe capsule. But then is released and is cessated, ending the loop. Yeah, it doesn't work, to be clear. I don't think it works. I'm not even sure it should work. But it's an interesting idea. So, real quick, while I'm going through this, I would like to argue for a negative to replayability. Willing to hear thoughts about it. Hello, Elazar. Actually, yes, Bio. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in at least one of my streams. But yes. So yeah, let me explain the replayability negative. We've actually encountered this exact negative before. I'll use Chaos Gate Demon Hunter as an example, because again, exact same situation. The problem is, there's good stuff in Mother 3, and then there's this giant pile of dreck you have to get through to get to that. That is antagonistic towards replayability, right? I don't have a problem replaying Earthbound, to use a specific example, because Earthbound is fun from word go, right? And then while there are dips and problems in Earthbound, it's not like I have to put up with this to get to the part I actually want to replay. And again, Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. The first 10 hours of Chaos Gate Demon Hunters was just this extended, awful tutorial, which you cannot skip. So, yeah, that's the argument right there. Would Paper Mario fall into the same issue? Yeah? Why would you say that? I suppose I could check. Where's replayability? There it is. No, we did not give that negative Paper Mario 1. We did give Paper Mario 2 replayability positives. Wait, people like Stranger Things? What? That's true. Why? What is it?
What do you think it is?
It's some form of cookie.
Yeah, it's waffle
It's waffle cookie.
with chocolate.
Oh. Congrats, Mr. Red. Up top.
You did a thing.
No, Bio. I like.
It matched my hat.
Well, I can't tell that part, but I believe you.
Sure. You have to send me your address.
Here, I've got a giant Reese's. Would you like
No,
a
I've got
giant...
sugar cookies downstairs.
Oh, okay. That's true. Wait, are these new sugar cookies?
No, these are the same sugar cookies
Okay.
that I've told you guys to eat,
Look.
and nobody has been eating them.
Got it. I'm bringing
if
a
I put
bag
them-
of sugar cookies.
But if I put them down on the counter, the toddler will eat nothing but cookies
I mean, yeah.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Also true.
Hi, random.
I mean, probably not random. Well, let me walk that sentence back. I could see rewriting Mother 3, but if I was doing that, I'd have to be rewriting Mother, if you track. So let me rewrite her.
Yes, Savicom asked for a cookie.
Okay, so the actual audit, the boring part. Here, entertain them for a second.
That's because she is a toddler. Although she's deciding that if she wants to be a boy or not. She has currently decided she is a girl boy, except in cases where she is a boy girl. And I am not entirely certain what boy girl or girl boys are, but you know what? If the 4-year-old says that that's what they are, then that's what they are, and we just go on with life. So why is the screen all the way back, or why is the desk all the way back here?
I told you, this is exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah, I know,
Distance.
but like you could adjust forward.
I could, but there's going to be a new thing that's going to be there, and I'm pretty sure it needs the extra space.
What new thing?
A new thing of standiness for that to be able to sit on.
Ah, you decided you didn't like the table.
It's fine, but it's like you probably can't tell, but it's a little too unstable for me. And yeah, I would rather just have my table back. So this way I could put like some of the hardware-y stuff under there too, because it'll have little shelves and things like that. But either way, point being, I'm gonna
So you just get another one of these.
something a little more modern, but yes.
That is fairly modern.
We actually picked it up at Walmart, if you remember.
Yeah, but that cube style storage is still really popular.
True. Either way, it's the same basic thing. And then what it is, I'll probably go ahead and scooch the desk back to get more flush with it. So right now I'm just kind of making space.
I didn't burn the inside of my finger as bad as I thought I did.
Good. Why were you trying to burn your finger?
I didn't. There was steam underneath the cabinets. It looked like something was on fire, and I stuck my hand back to go to move my hot water boiler thingy out the way so I could see where it was coming from. It turns out it was coming from that.
Oh, well,
So in the doing this,
yeah.
it go whoosh, right on top of the vent.
Yeah. Steam fun. I used to play with Barbie dolls. They made really good like action figures because they were so posable. Whereas most action figures I had access to were cheap crap. Like, you remember the original Transformers? The ones where the transformation was 2 movements of like chakunk and then chakunk and that's it?
It was more like
Well, sorry, I'm mentally picturing like a car, and then the back of the car lifts up and the front of the car lifts up, and then like they're like, "Hi," and
yeah, I remember.
that's it, right? You remember that? Yeah, Barbie dolls actually, they could pose them, and they had like sometimes they had bendable elbows. It was great.
And when they had bendable elbows, they also had bendable knees and ankles.
That's true.
And if you got their hair off short enough, they just look like, they got drunk and let a drag queen make them up.
Oh man, I remember He-Man too. I never had He-Man because I wasn't that rich, but one of the kids in the apartment complex I lived in had He-Man figures, and I'd go over and play with his.
We bought the oldest He-Man figures,
Now they're gone.
probably.
Maybe. Yeah, I haven't seen them. since-
So all of those boxes that are labeled laundry room, that's the playroom. That's like the one thing that I didn't think to check the thing for, because I was like, we have a laundry room, and we have a laundry room. So clearly laundry room just means laundry room.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
How's the setup going, speaking of which? I noticed you started.
haven't been in there.
Your desk is there and you have a computer on it.
That's Kazris.
Aren't you sitting up down there?
Yes,
I'm so confused.
I haven't been down there.
But he has a desk in the dining room.
That's his work desk.
Still confused.
He's not setting his personal computer up at his working station. He's separated
Okay,
them.
gotcha. Having 2 desks, that's how you can tell this is ritzy here.
Well, it's more. I didn't want him because he didn't used to. Well, I mean, he did. He used 2 desks,
Yeah.
but I didn't want him having his work stuff in his not work area.
I mean, yeah. There was no fast travel.
No, there was. There was the table.
There was a table.
It was fast,
Yeah, and it was travel.
and it was travel. It
Sure.
makes all of those words.
There was also the train. Yep, which only cost 50,000 money to use.
Yes, he works from home. Much in the same way this one does.
Yeah.
Only this one never stops working, which means he never comes out of his work hole.
That is not true. I come down every evening to hang out.
Once a day.
Every evening,
Once a day.
100% of the time.
No.
Oh, that's true. That's true. If it's a leftovers night, I usually work late.
I played anyway.
That's not true. I come down the moment it's called, and I'm cut off and have my apples done and all that. Like I chop up the moment someone comes up and is like dinner. So yeah.
Yeah. I meant you come back and you work more and you work late.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't get to bed till like 2 last night.
Neither did the toddler.
I saw that because I was going to my final bathroom trip, and she was just coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything. I was just like, She was like, Like, okay.
She was very tired. She didn't want to go sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, there's apparently also an elevator.
What? That's true. There was an elevator. You're right. I really wish this would stop happening. So I keep getting these emails from Amazon Health. Let's see if this wasn't about it.
Have you canceled your subscription?
To what?
At the bottom, there should be an unsubscribe button. Unsubscribe.
Let's see if it actually works. Yes. These are not relevant to me.
You are unsubscribed.
But yeah, so, sorry, to finish that sentence, it's because it's not just health things. They're sending me very specific types of things. Because apparently I need sexual health. And so it's all sorts of, like, pills, right?
No, they've identified that you are a man of a certain
Of a certain age. And they're like, oh, obviously.
Yeah. This is a thing you might possibly be interested in.
This is also why I tend to get ads for things like student loans and reverse mortgages. That's the other 2 big things. And your car loan. That's the other big one. I'm up to the M's. Moving past the M's quickly because we don't have any of this stuff. I did give music. Look, okay, surely everyone in chat has at least at one point in time been too tired to sleep, right? Surely you understand and appreciate that concept.
So, Mook, how Amazon does that is it looks at your purchasing history, and like if you have Alexa and stuff, like your search history, and it plugs that into an algorithm that says, based on your purchases, you are a male of a certain age. And this might be relevant to you.
Here you go. Shove. Have you thought about dick insurance? Against what? Is the question there.
You know, accidental zippers.
We have zipper insurance.
Yeah. Backsplash. You know, for the emotional trauma.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think that's it for the gameplay axis. Let me double check. Nope, I did miss one thing. So we'll give that positive here.
What'd you miss?
Visual distinction. Good usage of color, outlines, etc. to make it so you can tell what the hell you're looking at a glance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walked past a thing and there was clearly a hole there that was very different from the train. It was obvious at a glance, even for someone like me who has never seen or played the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Visual distinction is a oft underappreciated art in game design, in my opinion. So that means the gameplay is at a net -9? Yes. Woo! It's just... I think 9. Man, could you remember some numbers really quick, sis?
-9.
18 and... I can't do that in my head. 35. 18 and 35. There we go. And this is 29, I'm pretty sure. Yes. That's right. She gets to see something no one else gets to see. She gets to see the sheet. Have you seen the sheet?
I have seen the sheet many times.
Behold.
You're always doing things in the sheet.
Behold. But this is the only sheet I have that's not public. This is all the actual hard math that determines the scores. Alright, so that was gameplay.
You might have some viewers that are interested in things like the sheet.
And it sucks to be them. Alright, so. Except for Savacom, because she actually helped me work on it. Okay, story. That was the fun one. Was there any story positives or negatives we missed?
I see 2 blue words that have story in them.
Where?
8 and 9.
Oh, you're right. Storyboarding. Duh. There's also 7, consequently.
Ah, I didn't see that one. There was text in between them.
There was. No, I didn't notice it at first, too, if you got that. Yep, Zanj is just going to win all the guessing games from now on.
What was the guessing game that I won just now?
I don't know. But the point is that...
Oh, probably about the sheet.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they can guess, right? They can guess what the final score is going to be. I even have a little guide here, Memorial to Platty, and they can put it towards something if they win. Just
I knew about that sheet.
I know, but they might not have. So for those of you not aware, we do that every stream. You don't have to participate. It's just a for fun little thing.
It's my anti-sneaking up on you device
Yeah, no, it's
that I
really...
only wear when I'm not here.
It's very obvious when she's moving around that she has that. There's no mistaking
So
it.
you can tell when I get home
Yep.
and when I'm going to leave.
Yep.
What's really funny is my husband bought it for me because he says I walk too quietly and so I sneak up on him. I don't wear my keys at home. I only wear them out. But the good news is I never sneak up on my kids in the classroom.
Zan is a ninja unless she has the bells. Oh god, who's that character in Bleach? You know what I'm talking about? Zaraki. Kenpachi Zaraki. He wears bells in his hair so that people can hear him coming so that they're a bigger challenge for him. That's you. She's Zaraki.
Hi, Pocket. Bye, Pocket.
He kept coming in here a lot when I first was setting up. He has
Because the
since
door was
learned.
open.
Yeah, he has since learned.
Because the door is closed.
It's no. Oh, and sorry, this is FF4, not Earthbound. Nobody wants FF4 music. Let's just rewind there. There we go. There we go. Oh, she is definitely on the power level of Zaraki, 100%.
Great. Stop eating the cat.
I have to give a Babylon 5 positive. I was talking about that earlier. That's just a gimme. Okay. Lighting.
What does Babylon 5 go in?
So the category is called Babylon 5.
Oh, I thought you were giving it a positive because it had some sort of reference in it. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
So for those of you at home, Babylon 5 is a specific type of foreshadowing where the first time through it looks like it's A, but the second time through with context you realize it's B. It's a specific type of writing which is actually harder to pull off than, just normal foreshadowing. Because it has to be both, right? It has to be A and then also B. Based on context. So if Zan walks in and is like, oh, I'll kill you. But then the second time around, it turns out she's actually trying to attack like the secret invisible alien. This is a terrible example, but you get the idea. What?
So when you said that, is like the first time around, it's like, I'll kill you because I'm a horrible, mean, evil person, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time around, it turns out you were Hitler.
Even worse.
So I'm killing you because you're Hitler. So it's actually that I'm the good guy, not the
Yeah.
evil guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, good Babylon 5 effect is so hard to pull off. I more often see, especially movies, try it and fail. Because it's so obvious. It's like, okay, right, yeah. What are you going with here? Or the recontextualization doesn't.
Is everyone just out shopping today? Is that why chat is so slow?
That's a good question. Chat, are you shopping today? No judgment. I'm just curious. I don't know why I said that so harshly. No judgment. I didn't mean to do that.
He did.
I really didn't. I was reading.
He is definitely judging
And
you.
when I read and talk at the same time, my words get blurred.
Why did we leave the corn out?
I don't know.
You put the corn in a Tupperware.
I know, and I was
And
going
never
to
put
put
a
it away.
lid on
And
it.
I know. I don't
And
know.
just left it.
I don't know. I
Okay.
was going to go down last night and finish the dishes, but by the time I finished everything, it was like 2 in the morning. So I decided to do it this morning instead. That's as close to an excuse as I've got.
You mean an explanation?
No, I like excuse because it doesn't really explain anything. Boop.
No, it explains a lot. It doesn't excuse anything. I like cream corn.
The corn runner has failed because cream corn is good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hand make it. I just dumped a can of corn in a
No,
can
no.
of
I'll tell you
cream
what she
corn.
makes. She makes this cranberry sauce. And I don't know what magic she does with this. Okay,
This year it was apparently boozier than normal.
because like cranberry. So okay, just to put this in perspective, I hate cranberry sauce until I met my sister.
You mean until I started making it for myself?
Yes.
Because that's been much long after that.
Yeah. But you get the idea, right? Like, I don't like cranberry sauce. And then she was like, here, have some homemade cranberry sauce. And I was like,
He was like, I'm going to try a little bit just to be polite.
Yeah.
Only he doesn't say that. He says, it looks delicious while getting the smallest spoonful of it possible on his plate.
It looks so good. I cannot wait to try it. Should I? I think I should, actually. Story sequencing. Have you ever heard that? It's a wonderful speech by Matt and Trey Parker, or Stone, I think.
Story sequencing is a word. It's not a speech.
So, when you're writing out the sequence of events in your story,
Yeah.
if you write it out and it's and then this and then this and then this, that's bad sequencing, generally speaking. It should be this, that, this because this, or this which leads to this, and so forth and so on. There needs to be a connector, right? The thread. Because if
That's
it's just
what the conjunction is for.
yeah, but if it's just and then this and then this and then this, there is no thread. That's the point. It's just it's just events that are happening linearly.
Okay.
That's story sequencing. Sorry, I'm more saying this for you than her. I apologize. I should apologize to you for this.
I'm
Sorry.
a writer.
Yeah,
So he's saying this, and I'm like, yeah.
yeah.
And he wonders why he doesn't get the response from me that he's looking for.
Well, I was hoping you would bounce off of me for this because we're presenting.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just being stupid. Voice acting, great voice acting in a 2006 GBA game. It's actually everything.
Does it
That would be. Oh,
it
there's
doesn't
Pokey
have a
again.
button.
What
Were you
button?
being sarcastic? Because there's nothing on voice acting.
Yeah, it's a GBA game from 2006.
Oh, so there was none.
There was no voice acting.
Okay.
I know voice acting has technically been around since like the 80s, but let's not get into that.
Well, that's because cartoons have been a thing. Voice acting's been longer than the 80s. It's been a thing since they did. Do you not remember the whole the aliens thing on the radio
I mean, yeah,
that
but
had everybody freaking out
but
because nobody had ever thought of what an audiobook was, and they brought actors in and they acted it
listen, acting
like a play on the radio, and then people flipped the fuck out because aliens were attacking New York.
5175. Okay. Yes, I am aware of what you're referencing. Sorry. And then 51 minus 24 is, I'm pretty sure, 27. I am correct. Uh-oh. She's gone. We lost her. I am more negative, you're right. I don't have a brown tie. This is the closest to brown that I had. Okay, so God, everyone's gonna hate this part of the review. And you know what? I got nothing, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know what you want from me. Other than for me to lie to you. And I'm not a really good liar. Perfect.
Now I have orange accents too.
Yay! But I am not a good liar. So don't ask me to lie, because it's not going to work out. Where's Earthbound?
Not in the E's.
No, it isn't.
It's right above Mother 3.
No, it isn't.
No, it is right there.
Yeah. But where is it here? It's not here at all.
It's not there.
Yeah, I'm a great actor. I am a terrible liar. I was actually asked about that once, what the difference is.
It's not there either.
And no, it isn't. And the difference boils down to when you're acting, they know you're acting, right? I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm trying to convey a role. It's mentality, right?
Are you done for the day after this?
No.
Yes, he's doing another stream.
So this is 0.93, and then 68%, and then something else I'll talk about in a second. And then 51, and then 51? That's not right. That's literally not right. That can't be right. It's 18 plus 27. 45. There we go. That's more accurate. Ooh, that's yeah. So that is 40%. Okay, hang on. Let's find Earthbound really quick, so we can do a direct contrast here. Yeah, we're doing Signalis. It's a horror game, and that's all I know about it. It's one of the horror games that got grandfathered in. We can all blame Ann Diddy for this one. Jeez Louise, look at those ratios. 0.27, 1.36, and then... Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mother 3. Plus 27 to Scory? Plus 27 to story score, which is solid. For a JRPG, that's honestly kind of average. The actual average for JRPG stories we have right now is 20, for a bit of perspective. So that's still good. That's still good. 27. That is about a positive per hour and a ratio of 68%, which is a little below average, but that's still good. That's still good. Gameplay is -9, which, believe it or not, puts it above average, because the average gameplay for a JRPG is -12.
So it's above average on both.
Yeah, it is.
So what you're saying is this is an above average game.
It is. It is an above average game.
And everyone should go buy it and play.
Yeah, if you could get hold of it. Never got released outside of Japan.
How did you get it?
So it has such a dedicated following that they made custom cartridges. I don't actually have it here. It's down in the basement, but I do physically have a cartridge of the game, which is translated into English.
Probably poorly than this one was.
So the words.
That's
so
right up there with Scory.
That is
Poorlier.
1/3 of a negative per hour, and that is a 40% ratio, giving us a final golden number of. Wait, can I get a drum roll, please? Before I tell you this, I want to tell you the part that's going to make y'all hate me. Okay, it's the fact that my sister is whapping me. This is for you.
I'm drum rolling.
This is for everyone out there who prefers Mother 3 over Earthbound. Earthbound got a 145.12. Mother 3 got
close to those numbers minus a 0.
So normally what I like to do to drag it out just a little bit is I give like the first digit first. But I can't...
First digit is a 1!
The first digit's a 1. But I can't say like 10. Because it doesn't work. It's 16. 16.86.
No, what you should have done is the numbers are 1686. And then revealed where the decimal is.
Oh yeah. Where's the decimal? Hey. I could be 160. It's 16.86. The first part of the game really dragged the story score down, and that's one of the reasons why that ratio. So 68% story ratio. That's what that's causing that right there. That is not great. And the gameplay was better than I was expecting it to be, which still put it into the negatives. Like, again, I meant what I said. This is above average. By the way, the average golden number for a JRPG is 7.
Because it's still above average.
It is still above average.
It's just not on the far end of the spectrum.
But I was actually thinking about it. Who here wants me to do a little bit of bonus math?
Nobody wants you to do math.
Oh, okay. Well, then, in that case, no.
Who won?
Hang on.
Who won?
Who won? That's a good point. Who did win?
It's over there.
16. Looks like Just Rob and Takoida tied. So we'll go ahead and jot this down here. And then...
Just Rob.
BB. And that's going to go to FF4, Expedition 33. I have the mouth. And then Takoida's putting the Zenith Saga, Neo, and Max Payne 3. Congrats, both of you. So, this is going to take a moment, because I got to do a little mental, but give me just a sec. So, let's get rid of all of the stuff before Chapter 7, let's say, shall we?
So how do you know where Chapter 7 stops?
Well, here's Chapter 1, and... there. So we just get rid of this many positives, which is, what is that, 9, looks like? So we get rid of 9 positives. Hang on. Where's my stuff?
You searched for
There it is.
Earthbound.
Hang on. So 27 minus 9 is 18. Hang on. And then... I think that's it, actually. So now the negatives we have to get rid of, which I think is most of them. And I am correct. So we get rid of 17. So it's 17 plus 18. That's 25, 35. Okay. Now we look down at... oh, actually, no, there's an element, so 36. Forgot about that. So gameplay-wise, how much of the bad gameplay was the beginning? Yeah, down to here, looks like.
Inventory doesn't go away.
That's true. So 22, 21, 20,
There's
19, and I think that's it, actually.
Unskippable cutscenes.
18, because Kit wouldn't be there.
Unskippable cutscenes would still
And
be there.
then... yeah, I already did that. So it's 18. So that puts the story score up to positive 9, which would give... so, okay, if...
Just getting rid of the
hang
first
on.
7 chapters.
No, let's... hang on. Do I still have the number?
Added the 0.
I got rid of the numbers. Okay, so it was about half the game, so let's just divide it in half neatly and just say it's 15 hours. So, yeah, that would push the score up to a 90-ish. If the game... so if we chop down the first half in terms of time, get rid of all the negatives and positives from chapter 1 through 6.
Hold on. You just did that on a different
Signalis.
game.
Yeah, I know. That's because there's no data for Signalis yet.
Oh, okay.
So that would... oh, actually, no, you're right. I forgot to do these. Let's just estimate like 80% and 80% there. So 108. Roughly. Very estimated. But I'm pretty sure it would actually inch over the 100, the triple digit line. If the game was just chapter 7 and 8. And I stand by that. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go and chop off. I have paperwork to do. I need to go eat cookies. And then I'm probably going to lay down for a bit. Because I went to bed at 2 last night. And then we're going to be playing a horror game. Yes, 2 this morning. And this music...
why are you playing a horror? Oh, you're playing the lesbian horror game.
Yes. I hope the lesbians aren't related to the horror. Like, that's not why it's horror, right? It's just...
it would be funny if that...
it would actually be pretty funny.
Lesbians.
No!